All right. Hi, everybody. This is the walkthrough video for Tuesday. It is November 12th. I'm out today, so it's really important you follow along with these instructions and do what they tell you to do. So hopefully you found your binder and your yellow bell work and a pencil. You're going to need that for the tools we do. So on the bell work today, you're going to write that it's 11:12 if you didn't when we were working yesterday. And then what word do you think goes here? It says blank is the study of human health and keeping people well. Hopefully you know that's medicine, right? Medicine is the study of human health and keeping people well. So the way you spell it is like this. Medicine. Medicine is the study of human health and of keeping people well. Please pause the video and copy and complete that sentence. Alrighty, here's our what for today. Today, we're going to explain how a DNA mutation can cause a big medical condition. We're going to use case studies just like real scientists. We're going to start by talking about studying and staying organized for this class. You do have your first quiz over 1.1. That's going to be on Tuesday of next week. And then medical mutations case study is what we're really zooming in on today. All right, let's go ahead and check our colorful table of contents page. If you look here, you'll see we've got one new entry. It's page 9, and it says Medical Mutations Case Studies. Now, if it turns out that you are learning in the auditorium because there's not a guest teacher here, you can just get a piece of plain paper and you can take some notes accordingly. You can use the scaffolding of the assignment to be able to do that. And that'll make sure that you still are able to work even if you are in a position where there's not a guest teacher in the room. But if there's a guest teacher in the room, they've got the handout. All right, let's talk about studying and staying organized in this class. It's really important to check your grades on Canvas. Right now, as I'm speaking, there are no grades yet in Canvas. As you know, all of that's going to change in the next little bit here, making sure that you're looking to see which things are things you haven't submitted, which things are things where you have partial credit. You need to keep your binder in order. We are really intense about the order of things in the binder. Right now, there are only 9 things, so it's really useful to get yourself in order. If you have something late or you need to fix something, make sure that that happens. Last but not least, please do the bell work. Those are important ideas, and we pull directly from them on quizzes and tests. So the best way to study for our class is to complete classwork and homework, quizzing yourself as you work. And we're actually going to give you some scaffolds for doing that self-quizzing later on in the try. But like to start, do you remember which process does what from yesterday? So like yesterday, we learned about how you get info from DNA to make a protein, but do you remember which step each of these is and what it does? Do you remember? It's these: transcription, DNA to messenger RNA, and translation, messenger RNA to proteins. Just stuff like that, like your with itness, you're going to build that as you are together in our class with us, if that's something that you are still learning. So, all right, so we talked about where we're going, right? We're going to learn about what happens to people when there are mutations that can cause change shapes in proteins. And the way we're going to do that is an assignment that's about a case study. So this assignment is called Medical Mutations Case Study. If you go through and click on the link for today, you'll end up finding it. And I'm going to read some pieces from this on the slides just so you can see it really well. So you can see the beginning of the class, the assignment. So case studies are like detective stories for doctors and for medical scientists. They help doctors and researchers learn about real people and the problems they face. By studying what happens to one person, doctors can start to understand how diseases work. So today, you're going to investigate a case study about one medical patient, and that patient has a condition that's caused by a mutation in their DNA. You'll use what we've learned in class to identify what disorder the person has, investigate the mutation in their DNA, and explain how a small change in their DNA led to the large-scale medical condition. Along the way, you're going to do things that real life scientists, and medical professionals like nurses and doctors do. You're going to be able to identify a mutation in a DNA sequence. You're going to describe how a mutation can alter protein structure and function, and explain how a change in protein structure can lead to disease. So some important notes before we talk about the assignment. You should know that the case studies in this assignment are based on stories that patients have told publicly. Their stories show us how medical research and medical care can help people. You or people you know likely have loved ones grappling with frightening or uncertain medical futures. So a few years ago, a student at our school wanted to get tested for Huntington's, which is one of the diseases featured in this activity, because their parent had the disease, but the other parent wouldn't allow testing until the student was 18 because of the potential consequences for the student's mental health. It was an important reminder that when we talk about genetic disorders and medical conditions, we're talking about actual people. So please check yourself as you work on this assignment to be sure you're referring to people and their medical conditions with respect. Finally, because we know different people have different experiences, we want you to know the following themes come up in the case study. So Stuart's story is about sudden physical disability and mental health difficulties. Kendrick's story is about extreme pain, but also exciting hope from a new medicine. Kim and Aaron's story includes a dad passing away, a life-changing medical diagnosis at a young age, and families sticking together. And Chad's story is about a very sick baby who grew up to be a 10-year-old whose medical condition is a lot better thanks to his team of healthcare specialists. So what are you going to do? If a teacher has not assigned one to you in the assignment, you may pick the one that you would like to do. I will tell you they are all equally difficult. So as you move through the assignment, which we're starting here, you're going to read the case study. They're linked on Canvas, so you can see that each of these is linked. So if you go here, it's going to be on that assignment. If you wait, it's going to zoom down to Stuart so you can read through his. And then the other case studies are down here. So there's Kendrick, there's Kim and Aaron, and there's Chad. So you can pick any one of them. You can pick a name you like the best, however you pick is going to be an okay way to do it. After that, you're going to look at your paper and see these 4 descriptions, and you're going to circle the genetic condition below that best fits the case study. Once you've got it matched up, you can go to Canvas and click on the disease description card that matches the thing that you were looking at, and you'll be able to go through and eventually be able to fill this out with that information. So the assignment's going to move you through an assignment where you're going to write this and look at the card for what it tells you to do. Again, there's some hints about the formatting you're going to use. Then on page 5, you're going to see a graphic organizer that has that DNA, messenger RNA, amino acid protein sequencing. There's one scaffold for the typical gene sequence, so that one is here. And there's one for the person with that genetic condition, and it's here. So what you're going to do is use the data card for the disorder you're exploring to fill out the 2 DNA sequences, then create the matching DNA, messenger RNA, and amino acid sequence. Lastly, you'll use your translated protein to describe in words the change in DNA sequence. Is there one change? Is there an insertion, a deletion, a repeat? And then also what changes in the amino acid sequence as a result of the mutation. So you'll look through the assignment and do that here. Now, part 4 is thinking about the effect of the DNA mutation on protein function. So you're going to read over the data card to determine how that mutated protein acts differently from the typical protein, then describes what happens in cells, organs, and or people as a result. Last but not least, there's a cause and effect scaffold here. It says here you're going to start with 1, which is the effect. You're going to describe the medical symptom of the disorder in words. 2 is the cause. You're going to describe the DNA mutation in words. And then the mechanism part, you're going to remix what you wrote up here to describe how the DNA mutation changes the protein and what the protein does differently as a result. So one more time, do this one first, do this one second, and do this one third. And then here's our cool down for today. Even if you didn't finish the whole assignment, here's your last work. Blanks can cause changes in protein blank, which can impact blank. I think it should be mutations, protein structure, which can impact function. All right, that's it for me. I hope you're doing well out there. We'll see you soon. Bye.